it's Joshua here, Falconer. Welcome to the cinema. Today we're talking about Karate Kid 3, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it because we all share our own honest opinion over it. But overall, I generally enjoy that aspect and ratio that you get from this film. It is a little bit more cheesy and does things that you don't be able to take into consideration more seriously. But overall, the general competition that's going back to California, back from Okinawa, it's really interesting how they often dismiss the previous girlfriend that the previous film did, and John G. Avildsen is directing all of them, so it's really interesting what they decide to do with each script, dismissing the last girlfriend and then sort of bringing in this new girl that is sort of a love interest for Daniel, and what they do with that is alright in this one. It's not super compelling. It's really brought in rather quickly once they started opening the bonsai tree and selling those, and then the pottery girl across the street is the love interest that they get into really quickly, and wasn't a huge fan of that way of doing it. But then you're getting the reintroduction of Cobra Kai, bringing in Terry Silver and his character. I wasn't a huge fan of the character upon the first watching, but with reintroduction with Cobra Kai and then going back into this, I do sort of get the sentiment behind his character. Still not one of my favorites or top 10, I would say, at least as now, but overall it's still a good, compelling character, even if it is a little bit corny in the way they approach him. And the way they bring in Mike Barnes is rather good. The plan is good. And then bring back Martin Kove as John Kreese, bringing back another crazy performance just in the way they're bringing back Cobra Kai and then bringing and trapping Daniel to come into Cobra Kai and train that way to get revenge on him, essentially. And that brings in the competition and tournament that leads at the end, Mike Barnes versus Daniel. And as we're getting rumors for Mike Barnes returning in Cobra Kai Season 5, I'm really excited for that. But in the aspect of Karate Kid 3, it sort of still feels like they're a little bit of a flat character. Daniel LaRusso, we're getting a lot more because we got him more of his character before. But this film in itself doesn't do a whole lot more to his character that we haven't seen before, but it is still a solid inclusion to the franchise and the conclusion to this trilogy that Avildsen is directing for this. And so I still rather enjoy this to its own means. And so the karate aspects of this film is really still intelligent, and the way they go about doing this story is really well done. And as well as the tournament was a great fight and just entertaining all the way through, and getting the lessons between Miyagi and Daniel, how they're getting the training montages, but the twist between all of that. I wish they would have hid the Kreese part a lot more, or Terry Silver, and hid it from the audience and not just the character, but it still worked for its own favor. So make sure to sweep that like button, smash that subscribe button if you haven't already, so you can enjoy the Karate Kid and Cobra Kai content as we anticipate Season 5. But if you haven't already, make sure to check out these other reviews that we have here.